All right, Erik, who are you looking at for some value here? Dude swinging the wood.
Well, if I get to go first here, that means
Yeah.
I get to talk about Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Unless you're both going to talk about Julio Rodriguez, in which case I'll pivot and go with Stephen Kwan to let somebody else talk about Julio Rodriguez. Not nearly as exciting a prospect as Julio, but if Stephen Kwan is starting, he's at just $2,000. He'll get to go against Zach Greinke, who at this stage of his career, not exactly an intimidating opening day guy, doesn't really strike guys out anymore. If Kwan plays, which I think he will, the Guardians aren't exactly famous for spending money or starting their guys' service time clocks or anything like that. So if he's allowed to play almost every day, which I think he's going to, he's going to rack up a ton of hits. He's an elite contact hitter. He's a career 9.2% strikeout rate in the minor leagues, lower than his walk rate, a 328 hitter in the minors. He's got kind of that like Luis Arias, Nick Madrigal type profile where he legitimately could win a batting title already. But you're expecting probably single-digit homers. He has more of a shot at 10 homers than the other guys who were probably going to get about 2. But he, I think, is already one of the best contact hitters in the league, even though he hasn't played at all. So if everybody in the world is going to Julio Rodriguez, who I would still include as well, I think Kwan is another way to get some value in your outfield.
All right, Steven, hook me up with some value, dude.
Yeah, of course, everybody's going to go to Julio Rodriguez. I'll leave that for Garion, because believe me, you are going to hear plenty of Mariners talk from me throughout the season.
Yeah,
We're not
baby.
even at opening day yet, so I'll save that for later. Let's talk about the absurd pricing for Bobby Witt Jr., who is coming up here. He is that rare mix of speed and power that you don't really get in Major League Baseball anymore. This is somebody who only played in the minors for 2 years, 2019, 2021, because there was no minor leagues in 2020, through AA and AAA. Nearly identical stat lines. 16 and 17 home runs in 61 and 62 games. He did cut his K percentage down from AA to AAA, which is nice. Wasn't a big drop, or from 24% to 22.5%. Rather than see go down rather than going up. At third base, 2,300. It's a steal. You are never going to get Bobby Witt Jr. this low. Maybe you will on Friday, because it hasn't caught up yet. But believe me, by next week, you're not going to be getting him at 2,300. So now let's hear Gary talk about Julio Rodriguez.
Okay, Gare Bear, take it away in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much that needs to be said. This is someone
Right.
who posted a 1.3 OPS in the spring. He's one of the top prospects in all of baseball. He's probably going to be hitting in the middle of this Mariners lineup. I mean, these are kind of the Kelnick rules. We did this last year, and it took a really long time for Kelnick's price to go up, although he struggled pretty immensely. I don't think Julio Rodriguez is going to have that problem. But yeah, all of these top prospects who are just underpriced for the first week, you have to keep an eye on. If you do want to go in another direction and like the complete opposite direction and just start taking some like boring veteran players who are probably going to be hitting in the middle of their respective teams' lineups, I do like Luke Voigt at 3,500 going up against Madison Bumgarner. I also like Corey Dickerson for the Cardinals, probably going to hit 5th or 6th. We just talked about how much Brubaker struggles against left-handed bats. I think Dickerson could be a sneaky play at 3,200.